China's story goes way back, a story of emperors, big ideas, and new inventions. Our journey starts near the Yellow River, where Chinese civilization first began. Around 2070 BCE, the Xia dynasty showed up, but we don't know much about them. Archaeologists have found some clues about their lives, showing how people moved from small villages to bigger organized towns. After the Xia, the Shang dynasty came along around 1600 to 1046 BCE. They left behind cool stuff like bronze cups and oracle bones with the first Chinese writing. These things show us a fancy culture with kings and queens, and they believed in honoring their ancestors. The Shang dynasty started the idea of having a ruling family, which China followed for a long time. The Zhou dynasty, from around 1046 to 256 BCE, was the longest dynasty ever. They beat the Shang and brought a time of new ideas. Confucianism and Taoism were born during this time. Confucius taught people to be good, get along, and value education and family. Taoism, from Laozi, said to live naturally, following the way. These different but important ideas shaped how Chinese people thought. After lots of fighting, the Qin dynasty from 221 to 206 BCE made China one big empire. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor, was strong and strict. He made everyone use the same weights, measures, and writing, making China feel like one country. The Qin dynasty built the Great Wall. They connected old walls and built new parts to keep out invaders. The Great Wall shows how powerful and organized the Qin dynasty was. Even though the Qin dynasty didn't last long, it helped the Han dynasty from 206 BCE to 220 CE become a super cool time in China. The Han dynasty grew bigger, traded with faraway places like the Roman Empire, and made amazing art and stories. They invented paper, the compass, and learned more about the stars and math. The Silk Road, a path for traders, was really busy during the Han dynasty. Silk, plates, tea and spices went west, and horses, glass and cloth came east. This sharing of goods made different cultures mix and made life better for many. The Han dynasty was so important that most Chinese people today still call themselves Han Chinese. After the Han dynasty, China went back and forth between being one country and many small ones. New dynasties came and went. The Sui dynasty from 581 to 618 CE made China one again and built the Grand Canal, a huge river road connecting north and south. The Tang dynasty from 618 to 907 CE was another awesome time with a strong economy, more land, and a fun mix of cultures. Chang'an, their capital, was a busy city with people from all over the Silk Road. Famous poets like Li Bai and Du Fu wrote beautiful poems during the Tang dynasty. They also invented woodblock printing, which made it easier to make books so more people could learn. After the Tang, the Song dynasty from 960 to 1279 CE made cool new things like better ships, compasses, and gunpowder. Neo-Confucianism, a new way of thinking about Confucius's ideas, became really popular. In the 1200s, the Mongols came to China. Kublai Khan, Genghis Khan's grandson, started the Yuan dynasty from 1279 to 1368 CE. Kublai Khan let people have different religions and tried to mix Mongol and Chinese cultures. Marco Polo, a traveler from Italy, visited China and wrote about it. The Ming dynasty from 1368 to 1644 CE kicked out the Mongols. Zheng He, a famous sailor, traveled all the way to Africa, showing off China's powerful ships and making new trade friends. Art, stories and buildings were also really popular during the Ming dynasty. The last dynasty, the Qing dynasty, from 1644 to 1912 CE, was started by the Manchus from northeast China. The Qing dynasty got bigger, especially during the Qianlong Emperor's time, but later they had problems inside China and with other countries that wanted to control China. In the 1800s, things changed a lot for China. The Qing dynasty was weak and had to fight the Opium Wars with Great Britain. The Taiping Rebellion, a big fight inside China, made things even worse. All these problems led to the Xinhai Revolution in 1911, which ended the Qing dynasty and started the Republic of China in 1912. The Republic had a hard time with fighting, the Japanese invasion and more fighting. The Chinese Communist Party, led by Mao Zedong, became very powerful. After World War II, the Communists won and created the People's Republic of China in 1949. Mao Zedong changed China a lot, sometimes in very difficult ways. After Mao died, Deng Xiaoping became the leader and made changes that helped China's economy grow quickly. Today, China is a very important country, the second biggest economy in the world. China's long journey shows how strong and smart its people are. As China keeps changing, its history and culture will always be important.